sorry for the delay. What happened was, Rich and Greg were out fishing this morning, and, well, I'll just hold on one second. I'm going to give them a call, we're going to see where they are, and I'll get back to you, okay?
Hey, Rich, you know what time it is? We're going to be late for our fishing clinic at church. We better get going, Rich. We better get going. Just give it a little bit longer. I know there's a fish down here. I know. We're getting right to the good spot here. Just give me. All right. Wait. Greg, I got one. No way. I told you. They're coming on this side. Oh. That's a nice one. Oh, that is a nice one. Don't listen to that. Nice. Way to go, Rich. Nice fish. I told you. Patience. Hey, kids, if you want to learn how to catch fish like this one, we're going to teach you all this at the fishing clinic. You guys want to catch fish like this one? Do you want to learn how to catch fish like this? Yeah! I can't hear them! Yeah. All right. How about we bring this fish back with us so you guys can check it out? All right, we're going to get going. We'll be there in a second. Let's go, Rich. All right, fish is on the line, man. Let's get going. Don't want to be late. Gotta be right this time. Let's go have some fun with the kids at church. I knew we were going to get one more.
Are you excited? Yeah! Come on, you better not. Are you excited? Yeah! Awesome. All right, who knows what kind of fish this is right here? Walleye. That's a walleye, that's right. I gotta tell you, walleye is one of my favorite fish to catch. Number one, they get pretty big, right? That's a pretty big one. Ooh, it's still alive. Number two, they taste absolutely fantastic. They bite hard, they're beautiful, right? What's not to like about a walleye? So, Bruce, could you come up here and grab this fish for me?
Supper!
Yeah.
All right, I just want to share a little bit with you about why I love fishing. I've been fishing for a long time. Some of my fondest memories were fishing. I used to go fishing a lot with my dad. He's actually here today helping out. I used to go fishing with my grandpa. I had a wonderful relationship with my grandpa, and part of that was due to the fact that he took me fishing a lot. And so that's what we're here for today. I know, Winnebago is a huge lake, and we got the upper lakes, and it's like, where do I go? What do I do? That's why we're here today. And I just want you guys, you kids, to be able to spend quality time catching fish with your parents, with your grandparents. It's just a wonderful bonding time. And so a lot of my favorite memories are fishing with other people, but I also really, really like fishing by myself. And it's just, to go out there and get away from the cell phones, the computers, the TVs, and the distractions of the business life, and just to go out there and just to enjoy God's beautiful creation. God must love us an awful lot to make something so beautiful for us to enjoy, right? So that's one of the big things. And it's another thing is when you're out there by yourself, it's like a quiet time that that I can spend with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I just really hope you guys have a great time today. I hope that you learn something and that you guys just enjoy it. So what I'd like to do is just pray and offer, have God bless this day. So if you guys can just close your eyes and bow your heads. Dear Lord, I just thank you for this gorgeous day. I thank you for bringing us all here together safely. Lord, I just pray that we will just have a wonderful time today learning more about your creation. And Father, I just pray that you'll keep us all safe and that you will just use this experience to just form bonds between each other, Lord, and just use this whole thing to just draw us closer to you. So Father, I just pray that you will just bless this day, and I ask all this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen. All right, I am super, super pumped to introduce you guys to a really, really good friend of mine. I got to tell you something. I knew this guy quite a long time ago, but we really became close here recently. This guy is amazing. He travels all over teaching people how to fish. He's got a real passion for it. He doesn't get anything for it. He just gets the satisfaction of knowing that he's teaching people how to fish. And so I want you guys to give this guy a huge round of applause. Put it together for Captain Greg Karch.
Does everybody want to know what this is? Do I turn this down a little bit? Turn my voice down. Okay. You know what Rich is showing you, right? That is a great fish. I've been fishing for this ever since I was a kid. Look at that walleye.
Oh my gosh!
I caught this thing last year. He went 13.19 pounds and was caught during summertime. But this was my mission. So I want you guys to know, ever since I was a kid, I've been focusing, I've been reading, I've been learning as much as I could with the people I go with to finally catch this guy. And he goes now with me to every one of my kids' fishing clinics. So we're going to move him out of the way here. Let me get this figured out. Maybe Rich can help me. Okay, first thing I always do, hoping that's still up there. First thing I always do when I talk about fishing is I talk about safety. You know why? If we're not safe, we probably don't have to worry about going fishing. So I want to make sure that you guys all know, what, you know, for parents too, is I'm always wearing my life preserver. And for adults, this is really nice. I mean, I did one kid's fishing clinic. I forgot to take it off. It was so comfortable. Didn't even know it was on. Somebody want to come up here? Come on up. What we want to do is, when a youth has a life preserver on, how's it going, Leo? Yep. Hopefully we can teach a lot of stuff today. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are securing everything. And kids, if you're 13 and under, you must wear one. So now see if you can get out without him flipping that. Oh yeah. You're not going to be with me. The main thing is we want to make sure that the kids check it out, make sure that they feel it's nice and snug, that they can't slip out. Thank you, Leo, for helping me out, okay? Oh wait, Leo, come over here. What I need you to do is, help! Throw that. I know you're sitting on it. This is a throw. Everybody wants to sit on it, but if I'm in the water drowning and he throws this to me, I'm going to put my 2 arms in here and I can float. I really think one of you kids, one of the kids that come to my clinics, they're going to learn what this is and how to use it, and you're going to save somebody's life. Okay, next thing we want to talk about, thanks, Leo. Next thing we want to talk about is the hook I use when I go fishing. You guys use a hook like this, right? Oh, no, okay.
It's like 100 times smaller.
Okay, this is more like a prop, but you see that right there? That's called a barb. So what happens is, if this goes in your hand, it doesn't want to come out because this barb's going to stop it from coming out. So when we talk about setting a hook on a fish, this is what happens. They're nibbling, and then you go and set the hook. And then you keep your line tight, you're going to keep the fish because it won't come out of their mouth. So, if you get a hook in yourself, please go see mom and dad. Next thing, you know why I wear these? Because it doesn't look cool. Right? It makes me look cool, but the main reason I wear these is the sun comes and makes the water bright, the sun's bright, it protects my eyes from the rays. Another thing is, a lot of time I don't see kids with sunglasses but it can also protect from a rod tip going in my eye, a hook going in my eye, so sunglasses are just something great to have on board. And then usually I used to have a poster, but I have suntan lotion. You know, I'm out there a lot, I want to protect myself. Okay, so that's really everything about safety. So now we're going to actually talk about fishing. Oh, look at that. I got one ready. What we want to talk about is a little bit about, this is what every kid's going to go home with. So what we want to talk about a little bit about it. The button. You want to press the button firmly when you're fishing. What happens when you release the button?
Drops down.
The line goes out. What happens when I start turning the handle?
It brings back up.
The line comes in. So that talks a little bit about our reel. Why do they call this a closed spinning combo? You see all the line in there? The line is covered up, so that's why we call it closed. Another thing is, can you grab onto that? Come on, Noah, grab it! Okay, right now, if I had a big fish, you see that rod's bent? What do you think is going to happen if I don't do something?
It's gonna break.
Ping! And you know what I'm going to say? And you know what the fish is going to say? Whew! I'm getting out of here! But what I would do is, this is called the drag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it clockwise. Now you see what happens? The fish wants to take out the line, he takes out the line. Then when the fish is tiring, I can turn it, and now I can reel him in. Come on, Noah, you got to move. I can't move you. Come on, you got to come in. Come into my boat here. Thanks for helping, Noah. Okay, next thing is, this is what I fish. The reason I fish with an open spinning combo is because I can cast a long ways. Oh, cool. I see fish over there too. They're down there. We're going to go try to catch them. And now I'll even try it from here because I feel like I'm in my boat right now. Okay, you know I was talking about the button? Watch what happens. This is called the bail. Look what happens when I open the bail. The line goes out. One thing you'll have to get used to is, I'm a right-handed, and my handle should be on the left side. Because being a righty, I want to cast with my right hand. I want my right hand to do all the work. So this guy, all he's got to do is turn it. So I know it's going to feel awkward when you guys convert, from an open to from a closed to an open. Okay, so another thing is the drag up here. So I loosened it, I'll turn it clockwise, now it's done. Another thing is, I bet parents have said, why is my handle going back and forth? I don't get it. Well, that's because there's a switch back here. And what that is called a back reel. So no, if you want to grab that again, what's going to happen is, I've turned the back reel switch on. So as the fish takes it out, I'm going to reel and let him take out line. Once the fish comes in, I'm going to reel in, and I'm going to control the drag. So kids, as you get older, you want to know a little bit more about that. Thank you, Noah. Okay, so now that we know a little bit about what we're fishing, now we're going to go fishing. We're going to teach you how to cast. First thing I'm going to do, I see fish right there. And believe it or not, I will see fish sometimes when I'm casting. And I'm hoping that the wind isn't going to gust and that my fish is going to go off that way. But first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look behind me. You know why? What do you think happens if mom or dad got a hook in their mouth like that? They could get hurt. And I think mom and dad are going to be a little mad. And we might go home. So I'm going to look behind because I don't want mom or dad. Then what I'm going to do is 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Somebody caught it.
And then what I'm going to do is watch. I see a fish is there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my rod tip. Then I'm going to set the hook. Come on. And I was going to say, somebody get the net. What do you think I just saw?
Bluegill.
A bluegill! These our backyard bass. You know, for parents, I sell these for $15 a kit.
That's awesome.
They come in a kit like this, 3 fish, and we get 2 plugs in there. But I think this is probably the most important aspect of fishing, is being able to cast where you want. And this will make it fun for the kids so they can practice it. So come and see me during the event. So a couple quick questions here then. So what did I say? What are the 2 times that I'm using on a clock to help you become a better caster?
Clockwise and counterclockwise.
Okay, look behind me. 10 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Oh, I almost hit that fish on the head. But 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Now parents, I'm going to help you guys out. If I'm casting, what did I just do wrong?
You like to hold the button to like
Who said that? You're close.
let the button go too early. You cast the wrong way. You let the button go too early.
Very good. So you guys now can become good casters. You know why? If it just goes up and comes down, I let go of the button too early. Now if I'm fishing and this happens, oh, decide, don't laugh, because you know, that person would not feel well. But what do you think happened there? I pushed the button too late. So that's what's so cool. I can educate you guys to be the best, and your parents are going to know exactly what's wrong. If we had more, I would actually cast backwards, but I'm afraid I'd hit somebody in the crowd. Let's see here. That would have been cool, and I have caught fish casting backwards, but usually I got a little more room than this. But see, that's the other cool thing. You see that? Feel that. Isn't that nice and rubbery? You want to see it? Come on up. Let's check that out. That's the nice thing, is feel that. It's rubber. So you know what the cool thing is, parents? They can't hurt the house, the car. I bet everybody wondered, why do I have that crease on my finger, right? It's so you can cast with a spinning combo. Because what we're going to do is, right there, you see that line? It goes right in your crease. And then what I do is I close it. Then what I do is, just like pushing the button, I open it. Then what I'm going to do is look behind me, same thing. 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Oh, much better. Now we're going to get on my trolling motor. We're going to go really slow. And guess what, guys? This is something really big. Watch me, because you know I'm going to catch him. I'm going to set the hook. And you know what? This fish isn't going home right now saying, woohoo, got away. Because you know what happens? I've worked with so many kids. This is what you guys want to do. Somebody's biting. Grab onto that and start taking it. You know, start walking out the door. Okay, that's good enough. Right there. What's going to happen is, I feel a fish out there, but you know what I'm going to do? Kids want to turn the handle. Guess what happens when you turn the handle? You know what the fish is doing? Oh, thank God I didn't set the hook. I'm out of here. So, that's something to remember. Thank you. Sam? Is that Sam? Thanks, Sam. The cool thing here is, you see all these fish? One of your stations is going to be out there, and you guys are going to go catch fish on shore. So you guys will see how this game is. Okay, now, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going to happen. Today, most of you will have a rod combo like this, that's going to have a bobber. And what I call this is a bobber, but it's also going to help you determine if a fish is biting your line. Then we're going to have a sinker, and then we're going to have a hook. The reason we have the sinker is the fish are down in the water, right? So what we got to do is we got to use this weight to get the hook down.
But the bobber is supposed to keep some of it up, and when the fish catches it, it pulls the bobber down so you know whether you got fish on.
Very good. See, that's why I call this the bite indicator. But, okay, so, Aiden?
Yes?
Okay, so if the bobber goes down, what are we going to do?
We're gonna either do the dragon trick you did last time.
Say Set the hook. Everybody say that. Set the hook! Yes, this is very important. What happens if your bobber starts going dun, 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 and starts swimming off? What are we going to do? Set the hook. What happens if our bobber's on the water and it's just bouncing around just a little bit? What are we going to do? No, we're going to be patient. Very good. We're going to be patient. You know why? We either want the bobber to go down or swim off. So this is really nice. The one thing to remember though, when we fish, where are the fish's eyes?
On the side of the tank.
Well, they're on the more like the top of the head. You know what I mean? They're up. So guess what? A fish would either like to look straight or look up. So you want to always make sure that you have your bait a little bit higher up in the waterfowl. Okay, so what happens if I'm fishing 20 foot of water and I'm only 3 foot tall? That bobber is going to be a bugger to use. So then what I'll do is, I just got to try to make sure I don't put the carpet. I've had that happen a few times. Okay, so right there, you see that? There's a knot on there. This is called a slip bobber. And this is what I use when I fish deep water. What I like to do is, I put the knot on, which you buy in a store, but I keep the rope or the string long, so I can always keep it tight. Then what goes on there is a bead. And you see how the bobber slides? That's why it's called a slip bobber. Then what I do is I have, let's see. What I have is a little swivel on here to prevent the line from tangling. Then I have a sinker. Then I have my hook. Look at that. You see that? When this thing's bobbing up and down the water, it's flashing. I also have a red bead. This is one of my best baits on Winnebago for perch, for walleye. Why do you guys think I have a red bead on here? What happens when you cut yourself? Blood. So guess what? A fish comes swimming by and he sees bait with some red, he's going to say, oh, yummy. And I'm not going to have to work really hard because he's hurt. So that's why I use red. Okay, this is more tips for the parents. When I go fishing and I have kids on board, I use a heavier jig because they have a hard time feeling bottom. But with a heavier jig, they'll feel bottom. And a lot of times, like when we're fishing rivers and everything, we want to be right by the bottom. The other thing I like using with kids is fire line. What we're going to do is, what I want you to do is close your eyes, okay, and lift up, and tell me when you hit bottom. Go down a little bit. Do you feel that? You feel when you hit bottom? See, that's the big thing here. So just go and see if you can feel, lift it up. You gotta lift up, go higher, lift up. Now go slowly down, and tell me when you hit bottom. You can feel that easy, right? See, that's why we want to use something a little bit heavier, because the kids then know, hey, I'm on bottom. Because if you're catching fish and you guys are on bottom, but the kids are not on bottom, you're going to have some unhappy kids. They're going to go, Dad, why do you catch all the fish? Or Mom, I should say.
Mom or Dad.
Yes, Mom or Dad or Grandpa or Uncle or, you know what? I've gone out fishing with so many different people. Right here, this is always goes out with me. What we're going to do is, this is really the hook I use. You know, remember, I like using a gold hook. This is like the side of you guys, right?
No.
Okay, we got a little prop here. Nice thing is, what?
That's for sturgeon.
It's for sturgeon? Hey, yeah, or shark. Rich actually made these hooks, so if you guys want a big hook. Okay, so, yeah, that's true. Now, I just don't want anybody to think I'm doing a magic trick up here, okay? I'm going to teach you guys how to tie a knot. This is called a power knot. Very simple. What we're going to do is, and the cool thing is, we're going to have a station in the basement to help you guys tie these knots. I always use a lot of line. And the reason I'm using rope is so you guys can see it. So you see, all I did was push a loop through, just come like this. Then all I'm going to do is take this loop, come through. Then I'm going to go through the hook, and then I'm going to go really slow because this is rolled, it doesn't slide like line is. Okay, so we got a nice knot right there. Then what I'm going to do is, using my line cutters, I'm going to trim off and I'm going to leave a little bit of a loop there. The reason I want to do that is if I get a big fish on, this knot might actually slip. But I made a major mistake. I'll do it next time because I just wrecked my line. So now what I'm going to do is, this is the knot that I use all the time. All I do is put the line through, and then what I do is I twist it. And this is a clinch knot. And then all I got to do is take the end of this, go through there, but before I do it, I'm going to spin on it. Then I'm going to slide. Look at how nice that knot turns. See how nice that knot is? Why did I spin on it?
To keep the knot from breaking and friction.
What'd you say? Friction?
Yes, friction.
What the
Like
heck
two
is
things
that?
rub together.
You know what? I got to say that. That's the, I've done 103 clinics. And that's the first youth that has ever said friction, which is way to go. I'm impressed. Because you know what? I don't ever use the friction word because I'm afraid nobody will know what I'm talking about. So, great job. The other cool thing is, usually I have something the kids love. But you know what? It's in the basement. You guys are going to see tanks that are full of minnows, leeches, worms. You're going to get the touch. You're going to get the name, all this bait, because I don't get to show it. Who's running the bait station? There you go. That's where you're going to actually go and visit. And they're going to teach you about bait. But you know what? Not only do I always have time to go out and get live bait, the biggest thing that I can talk about for the parents for live bait is down there I have an aerator running with minnows. I always want to make sure my minnows are alive when I'm fishing. If they're not going to catch too many fish. The other thing, this is called a Fravel cooler, crawler cooler. And what they do is we put ice in here, and then we put our crawlers in here. And what this will do is it'll keep it insulated and cold, because if you have night crawlers that hit the heat, they're going to turn mushy and everything, and fish are going to sink. But if I don't have time to get out and get bait, which that does happen, what are those? Worms. Well, you said bait worms. So now I gotta do something then. We're gonna get some volunteers back here. Hey Connor, how's it going? What do they smell like?
Worm.
Oh, I think I woke you up. What? I think I'm saving you some grief. They look like worms, they smell like worms. What do you think fish are gonna think? They're worms. So the other cool thing is, we got stuff that looks like minnows. Girls, let's see here. I know I got something in here. Girls, would you guys fish with that? Sometimes just because it looks pretty is perfect. When I went fishing on Lake Winnebago, my wife put on this crankbait. And what is a crankbait? Oh, we even got leeches too. We got anything and everything in this box. We got something, this is called crankbait. What we do is we cast this out, and then what we do is we reel this in. What does that look like? It looks like a fish. And listen to this. Everybody's quiet. It rattles. So the fish come and they go, what's that noise? And then they come and they see it. There's a perfect fish for lunch. But what happened is, I got a ton of these